Eyes closed, please. As you sit down quietly, by now you are as comfortable with the formless Absolute as even with all thoughts and perceptions. To be with yourself, you don't need anything whatsoever. No perception needed, no thought needed. To be conscious and to be the consciousness itself. No thought is needed, no perception needed, as even. For an object to be seen, eyes are needed. But for the eyes to be, no object is necessary. A sound to be heard, ears must exist. But ears do not depend upon the sounds to exist. No tastes can be experienced without the tongue. But the tongue exists without a taste. See it at all levels. No fragrance can be experienced without the nose. But the nose as such, existing independent of any fragrance. So also touch. The skin doesn't depend upon a sensation. It's independent. Same way within. For a thought to be seen, awareness needed. For the awareness to be, no thought, no perception needed. Objects are needed in life for sustenance and comfort. At no time the object must be equated with happiness. For the happiness to be, yourself to be. No thought needed, no perception needed, no object needed, living, non-living, everything redundant. the satisfaction of hunger. Food is needed, but not for your happiness. A sound may be needed for communication. A touch you cannot escape. Like experiencing the climate. Sights are needed to keep yourself alive. Happiness, being with yourself. Nothing is needed. Even consciously. Your happiness depends on something or somebody. You'll be always threatened by the possibility of its absence. Objects shall drop out, as even the subject who is looking for the object will drop out one time. As yourself, the subject, awareness, happiness, Nirguna Brahma, unqualified pure awareness, always existing. And to be yourself, you don't need a thought. Therefore, in meditation, presence or absence of thought mean nothing. You are as comfortable in the presence of a thought or a perception, that comfortable in the absence of it. With your eyes closed, there shall be no perception but thoughts which eyes can't see. With eyes open, there shall be perception as well as thought. Awareness yourself helps you to be aware of the eyes open as much you are conscious when the eyes close. Same thing, extension to level of thoughts. In the presence of yourself, the awareness, thoughts appear to disappear. Existence of yourself, independent of a thought. The presence or absence of a thought has nothing to do with your being eternally present. And that is something. Anirdeshyam avyaktam kutastham achalam dhruvam. No words can describe. no sense organs perceive, no thoughts can grasp. Immobile, ever existing. As much comfortable with the formless absolute. You also see clearly your body forms the part of total body. So also your mind. No more the body and the mind, the senses stand isolated. There is fear in isolation. In oneness, call it Ishvara, all-pervasive. For yourself the awareness, Sarvagatam, all-pervasive. Both way, you are free. Like the wave, considering itself as the water, all-pervasive, or part of the ocean, all-pervasive, but no more looks at itself away from either the water or the ocean. The water is like consciousness, nirguna. Ishvara like ocean, saguna. Our body like a tiny wave, floating about, dancing away. The body of the eternal dancer, Shiva, Nataraja. Always in the protective embrace of Mother. Call it Deva, Devi, God, Mother, anything you like. No more there is fear. Ya Devi Sarvabhutesu Sarvarupena Sanstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah. That Mother, my prostrations is existing in all forms as all forms. Sarvam Shivamayam, everything auspiciousness, Shiva. Vyapakatvad Vishnu, all-pervading, therefore Vishnu. Name it whatever you like. No more you stand apart. Your body, mind, is seen as the part of, inseparable part of the totality. You move into the formless that you are. So comfortable at all times, all places. See that for yourself. Again and again until it is absolutely natural. effortless at all times. Please see that, friends. To perceive, you have effort. You have to open your eyes, go to the object. To remember, there is an effort. You have to bring back, invoke a thought. To be conscious, there is absolutely no effort. To be conscious, what should you do? To be conscious of a thought, you have to wait. To be conscious of a perception, waiting. But just to be aware. There is no need to wait. In time and space, as you are at all times, at all places. Silence, awareness. Just see that by yourself. Vedeshangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayantiyam samaga Dhyānavastitadgatena manasa Pashyantiyam yoginaha Yasyantam navidusura suraganaha See that? I hope you are every morning without fail. You start your day with this and you are doing it every day. Even when it is effortless, still this is a sort of a discipline of life. no time, with some type of a logic, that I am effortless, why should I sit down? Then you will not be able to communicate to others, understand? It's just like a parent teaching the child. If you want the child to sit down and read, you pretend to sit down and read. When you sit down and read, not that you are going to learn anything, but you are sitting down with a book open, reading. The child will imitate. In your so-called infinite wisdom and arrogance, if you say, I don't need any meditation, always I'm in meditation, how do you make others to do it? Understand? You don't need to study, but a child needs. For his sake, you do that. Same thing for others' sake. But even unconsciously, that attitude should not come. I'm doing it for others' sake. That means you are so superior and others are as though needing your help. Just see these things, because it's so unconsciously arrogance comes in, stubbornness, haughtiness comes in, that you destroy yourself only, nobody else. So observe continuously until it is very, very effortless. And that's what we say, both the ways, Saguna, Nirguna Upasana. Read it, we shall see. And Arjuna asked this question, which one is better? Bhagavan doesn't give a direct answer. We both are fine. You can with a form, with the formless. Read it, we shall move on. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Vishyamano Yemam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te me Yuktatama Mataha Ye Tvaksharamanirdesyam Avyaktam Pariyupasate Sarvatragam Achintyam Cha Kutastham Achalam Dhruvam Shanniyamyendriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhaya Te prapnuvanti mameva Sarvabhuta hite rataha. Right. Just after the Vishwarupa Darshan, where Arjuna sees Tatra ekastham jagat krishnam sapadya pasyadya sacharachara. Arjuna see the entire name and form universe in one place, in the body of God. If simultaneously you have to perceive the entire universe, of which your body is an inseparable part, and nobody can die, as even a wave cannot die in the body of ocean. In one form or other it is there. No individual can die in the body of totality. That is why the concept of a dance. The whole universe is a dance of the God. dancer and dance and one and the same. There is no dance outside the dancer. And in the dance, nothing is added to the dancer, even though 1,000 different moods are expressed. The dancer always remains the same. Nothing is added to the dancer. And the totality is dancing. The creation is a movement. Without movement, there is no creation. It's like water. On the move, a river. It's matter. On the move, energy. Energy at rest is matter. Creation means movement. Anything you want to do, you must move. You have to create something, you have to do something, movement. In and through that movement, if you see the immobility, you can see the flowing river, you can see the steady water. Is it a flowing ocean or steady ocean? The water is moving or water is steady? Understand? Recognize that. So it's a dance. When you say dance of the creation, the dance is, where the dancer and the dancer are one and the same. You are an inseparable part of it. So, just after seeing this Vishwarupa, when Arjuna asked the question, O Lord, who is great? Naturally, Bhagavan has to say, those who see me and see themselves as inseparable from me. The body is part of my body, the mind is part of the totality. Yuktatamamata. And those other people who are Nirguna Upasaka, where they straight away move into themselves. Please understand, both ways you are divine. Spiritual means, understand, you are getting those points very clearly. Not separately, standing separate from God, no exclusive God, no exclusive thing. Everything is connected, everything is inseparable. There is nothing which is standing apart and alone in this universe. That is why there is no loneliness. Loneliness comes only to the human beings, where there is a sense of individuality and therefore isolation. The flower never suffers any sense of separation from God. You don't have to pluck it to give it to God. Understand? If there is a sense of separation, where will be separation? If limited thing, there will be separations. I am different, you are different, body is different, your body is different, the tree is different, house is different. Therefore, you have to go, come, take, all that stuff. If you are everything, what should be given to you is already you and yours, that is Ishvara. So nothing suffers a sense of separation from God, only individual. I. The moment you assert that I, your body is separated. And once the body is separated, the fear creeps in. Why? Because it becomes now body versus the creation. That is where people try to conquer the nature. You don't need to conquer the nature when the nature is participating in your sustenance and growth. As you are lying down, the whole body is sustained. No physical activity stops. Heart is pumping, digestion taking place, circulation going on. Not only in this tiny little universe of a body, but the whole creation Earth continues to move, sun continues to shine, atmosphere is there to help us, the whole universe spinning. As even you are lying down sleeping, think. As even you are lying down, everything is sustaining you. Everything is sustaining you. Understand? Just see that. Everything. You are no time separate. But the moment there is a sense of separation, fear. Me versus the creation. As though creation is going to crush me, destroy me, kill me. You want to conquer this creation. No. There is no conquest. Understand? That is why that temple is such a beautiful tradition. Temple tradition is so beautiful you can't believe it. Please see how it is. There is 2 words you can write. I think so long back I told you, if you remember that. There is a difference between being a temple and building a temple. To build a temple, you have to do so many things. For being a temple, you cannot do anything. Please see in the Agama Shastra, in the temple, where the temple architecture is talked about, same words are used. But just like your body, Shirsha, head, Pada, feet, Hasta, side, Garbha, stomach. Same word is used for temple. Shirsha, the temple as a Shirsha, the tip. Pada, the base. Parshva, Hasta, that is on the side. Garvagraha. Exact the language of the body. In that, Ishvara is existing. The purpose of building a temple is to ultimately being a temple. Today we are lost in building temples, not being the temple. To be the temple, one brick is not needed, nothing needs to be done. You can recognize yourself. But building a temple, so many things to be done. And we need that for other, for people's sake also. It reminds you of who you are. Understand? So, after seeing this Vishwarupa, when Arjuna asked, who is better? Naturally, Bhagavan says, one who does this Saguna Upasana, he is Yuktatama, very good. Leave apart those people who are doing the Nirguna Upasana. What is that? Yetu Aksharam, Anirdeshyam, Abhyaktam, Paryupasate. What is the Upasana? You can underline that second chapter, second para of the commentary, those who have a Sanskrit book, but just listen. What is this Upasana? Upasanam Nama, very beautiful definition Shankara has given. Upasanam Nama, Upasana is explained as Yatha Shastram, listen carefully, Yatha Shastram Upasyasya Arthasya Vishayikaranena. Yatha Shastram, as the scripture reveals, Yatha Shastram Upayasya Arthasya Vishayikaranena. Seeing very clearly the meaning of the word. Arthasya Vishayikaranena. When I say rose, you see the rose flower. When I say a mango, you see the mango. When you say the word akshara, imperishable, it must mean something. This aham, I, you must see the meaning of the word I. Be the meaning of the word I. I am the sense of being. Aham pratyaya gochara. Seeing the meaning. Then samipyam upagamya, meaning being with it. Taila dharavat. Taila dharavat means like the viscosity of oil. When you pour oil, continuously flows. There is no cut. When you put honey, continuous. There is no cut there. Water can drop by drop, but honey will not fall drop by drop. It will be continuous line. Tailadhara, like oil, complete. Tailadhara, like continuous flow. Samana pratyaya pravahena, samana pratyaya pravaha. All the time the sameness. You sit down, consciousness. Even if the thoughts come in between, it doesn't disturb you. And if the thoughts come, it reminds you who it is. So as much you are with yourself without a thought, that much you are with yourself with a thought. Samana pravaha. Dirghakalam yad asanam upasanam. Dirghakalam, for a long time. Meaning as long as you sit down, you are with that upasana. So upasana, therefore, understand being with yourself. Upasana is not torturing the body, tormenting your senses. You don't have to do that. If some people need it, let them need it. We have no business to say no. If somebody says, by torturing myself I am happy, who am I to say no? If somebody says, starving makes me feel good, starve. Why? You decide what is good for you. Everything has been talked about. That is why there is no particular statement which has to be done. No, you decide for yourself. Absolute open. Which one is comfortable for yourself? But ultimate purpose is be yourself. There is no question of being a slave of a thought, slave of a practice, slave of a habit, slave of a perception, thought, or any such idea. The most difficult thing in this knowledge is the pre-gone conclusions. Ideas that are already put into the head. You have to fight out that ghost. Because as a child you have already picked it up. And a strong thought is existing inside. So strong. This is the God, this is the only God, there is no other God. So difficult to fight it out. It is almost effortless. For the ignorant person, this thing is effortless, these thoughts are effortless, just comes by itself. And the moment the thoughts come, the person doesn't have that strength to stand apart. When you don't have the strength to stand apart, when the thought comes, you are drowned, overwhelmed. That is why even if you for a fraction of a second, you see the distance, through that crack you can go in. Understand? It's like this. Somewhere you have to crack that conditioning. A little. It's like you are trying to, break a stone. Such a solid one. You bang, bang, bang. Nothing happens. Then little crack opens. That is the point. Start hitting it. Understand? Of course, no thought is that continuous. It has to come and go, come and go. The trouble with the ignorant person is, for most people, unconscious person is, When the thought comes, punishes them, they are with it. When the thought goes, they don't recognize it. It's like when you are fighting with me, shouting at me, I remember it. When you are smiling or not doing anything, I don't remember it. It is just like you take a long drive, smooth road, you don't remember. There is a bump, boom, the car hits, you remember that. The smoothest road, never remember. So, for average person's life is highlighting problem, 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 problem. Highlighting thought, 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 but never himself. That is why this strong conditioning of life, listen carefully, which has gone into the head, is gone into your system. The person feels afraid. Now I have been doing puja, if I don't do puja, what will happen? I'm chanting this mantra, if I don't do this mantra, what will happen? That is why people come and want a sanction. Swamiji, I had been doing this, but this is not helping. Well, drop it. If you say, I will drop it. Why? Because you can pass on the guilt. The Swami has told, I have not done. Yes, it's needed that way. That is where the teacher says, give it. Whatever you want to give, give. Don't worry about it. Can you be happy with yourself? Upasana. Upasana is not torturing your body, torturing your senses, eating this, eating that. No. That also, if you think that helps you, do it. Why should I say no? But this one who does it, sarvatragam achintyam jakutastam achalam, and sanyam indriyagramam sarvatra sambuddha, such a person. All these words are sarvatragam, all-pervasive, achintyam, cannot be thought over, kutastham, that is like an anvil. Anvil in a blacksmith's place. Anvil is a solid iron on which they go on hitting the heated iron and bring it to different shape. When you are hitting that heated iron to bring it to different shape, the anvil doesn't change. It allows all changes to take place on it, but itself never changes. Consciousness is that kutastha, kutavattishtati, absolutely steady. Allows all thoughts to change on it, itself changeless. Achalam, dhruvam, nishchitam, always steady, always there. Sanyamya indriyagramam. How do you do it? Indriyagramam sanyamya. Your sense organs withdrawing to yourself. Why? What is the sense organ withdrawing? Listen carefully. Sense organs withdrawn means what? Not that sense organs had gone out. You are sending your senses to the object outside. Tell me, your ears demand to listen a sound, or you want to listen to a sound through your ear? So your ear is going to the sound, or you are taking the ear to the sound? Are you getting a simple idea? You don't take your car for a, car doesn't take you for a spin. You take the car for a spin. Your body doesn't take you for a ride. You take the body for a ride. Are you getting that point? Please see it very clearly. Your body, understand, your body doesn't take you for a ride. You take the body for a ride. Your senses don't take you for a ride. You go crazy, body goes crazy. Understand very clearly. So sanyama means what? When you want to be with yourself, the sense organs don't go somewhere. Can you say, I want to sit down, but the body wants to go? Huh? Just see that language. Body is restless. Body is not restless. Without your being restless, body cannot be restless. It's like telling tongue is demanding the sweets. Must be. That is why there is nothing called a physical demand except food and a drink and a sleep. These are the three things without which the body will die. If you don't eat, you will die. If you don't drink, body will die. If you don't sleep, you will die. Rest of the things, nothing is physical demand. Listening to any type of sound, touching, including sex. Nobody dies because of absence of sex, or didn't die. They die because no music for 10 days, or taste. He didn't eat a Chinese food, therefore he died. He did not smell the particular perfume, therefore he died. He did not see Himalayas, therefore he died. Three demands for the body: hunger, thirst, sleep. If you don't fulfill it, body will die. Other things are not physical, all mental. Mind, mind, mind. That is why you fix your mind. Food is the demand of the body. Types of food is demand of the mind. Listen carefully. It is cold. Think. It is cold. Heat is the demand of the body. Do you want the heat from a blanket or from a person? Think. If you want it from a blanket, easy. If you want it from a person, headache. Are you getting that point, please? No, you must see that. You understand that idea. It's all mental. Don't say physical, physical, physical. Nonsense. You are nuts inside. You drive yourself crazy. Think for yourself. Sight is needed. Because if you don't see, how are you going to walk? But what you should see? I open my eyes. Then one say, yeah, so many people, but the other person is not there. That's your headache. Nice gardens is there, but there are not many roses here. It's your problem. You go to the kitchen, you look at the food stuff there, you look at it, and then you say, oh, it's only rice and dal. What about palak paneer? That is, your tongue is demanding, no? Are you getting that point, please? The more you see it for yourself, very clearly observe. There is no other demand for the body. You drive yourself crazy. When that is sanyamya, sanyamya means what? The sense organs are driving you crazy. No. You are no more interested in that. Why? I'm interested in myself, the absolute. Bas. Such a person. Te mamaiva prapnuvanti. Because they want to revel in sarva bhuta hitarata. That which is sarva bhutanam hita, where everybody revels. Tasmineva rataha. Everybody revels in that. And the person now revels in that which is good for everybody. That is yourself, the absolute. Okay, having told this, now he said, thus, either you are being with yourself or with God. Both are one and the same. Saguna, Nirguna. Now, begins the right thing. Both are wonderful. But, read. Klesho dhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadvira vapyate klesho dhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham deyavadvira vapyate. So beautiful. Remember this line, underline it, keep it. It's a beautiful point. So practical, so human. Hey Arjuna, both Saguna, Nirguna, both Upasanas are beautiful. Yesterday I gave you that example. Nirguna, happiness, nirguna. Object, saguna. If you can see happiness in yourself as you are, excellent. If you can see happiness while experiencing the sense object, that also is excellent. See it individually, okay? Then go to the totality. If you see happiness in yourself as you are, fabulous. While experiencing sound, taste, touch, smell, taste, everything also, if you recognize yourself as happiness, then also it is fine. Both ways release. What is the problem? When you equate happiness with an object. This music is the happiness, this sight is the happiness, this gold is the happiness, or this food is the happiness. If you say that, that becomes a trouble. Then exclusive, only the food and this food and no other food, then it becomes much more problem. And you worship that object of happiness for your happiness' sake. You shall never get it. Why? Because you are worshipping that object of happiness, thinking it shall give you happiness. It cannot give you happiness, which is already yours. If you see these dimensions clearly, now come into Ishvara. A person says, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Absolute. He recognizes that very clearly. Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Or another person says, even while in and through experiencing everything, sound, taste, touch, smells, I am with myself. Savikalpa Samadhi, beautiful. And that also is Ishvara. That's previously wherever seeing the body, now we see the macrocosm, totality, Ishvara. Previously you saw a drop of water, now you see the ocean in the drop. Understand that way. Previously you look at a wave, now you see the ocean in the wave. Previously you thought there's a place, now you see the earth here. Dimensions have changed. Ishvara. Previously you saw the body isolated, now it's part of the totality. Mind, same way. No problem. But suppose there is somebody who says, this is the only God. Then problem begins, fanaticism begins, fear begins, anxiety begins, because you have to defend that one. That is the only thing. Not only you have to defend that object of your so-called spiritual projection, but also you have to protect yourself. You have a defensive about yourself. Your belief has to be protected, the object also has to be protected. What a violence it creates. Both ways has to be protected. Whereas if you see yourself, no problem, as you are, or you see both the language you take, you see the happiness as yourself, no problem. Or while experiencing everything, in and through every experience you see happiness, that also is beautiful. You see yourself as Nirguna Parabrahma, all pervasive consciousness, or Ishvara, all forms are his forms, of which your body, mind, an inseparable part, then also no problem. Bhagavan says, even though both are same, but, hey Arjuna, kleshaha adhikatara tesham abhyakta asakta chetasam. Abhyakta asakta chetasam kleshaha adhikatara. Those people who are abhyakta asakta, abhyakte chetasa, abhyakte asaktam chetaha yesham. Those who want to hold on to the Nirguna Brahma, the formless, they will have little more difficulty. See that? They will have a little more difficulty. Just like directly happiness in yourself, to see the happiness in yourself, you will find little difficulty. But going through the object will be easier, right or wrong? You tell the child, you are happy with yourself, take the doll. Which one is easy? Are you getting that? Listen carefully. Please see that. That you have to be happy with yourself. Oh, so difficult. See this, hear this, touch this, taste this, smell this. Ah, that is nice, that is nice. Same way, you are the consciousness, the truth, the absolute. Some people find it difficult. Start with your body, easy. So straightway you cannot move into the absolute. If you do so, klesha adhigatarastesham, you will have more difficulty. Why should you have more difficulty? Because used to the language of the body, you shall not understand the bodiless awareness. Familiar with the form, you can't jump into the formless. Since you have a form, give a form to the God. With that you begin. Long before you understand you are the bodiless awareness, you start with your body, with your mind. Same way, if you want to understand the Ishvara, now start with a body, start with a form. And what type of form? Listen, it should be a true representation of Ishvara. Listen, it should be true representation, true representation. What is true representation? Listen carefully. What is true representation? What is true representation of earth? The globe or a stone? Understand? If you say the stone is earth, you are reducing the stone. If you say stone itself is earth, you are reducing earth only to a stone. If you say this globe, that's also a representation. Which one it represents? The entire earth. So any icon, any form you want to represent the totality, it must represent the totality. Don't say God is this form. Are you getting that? Then you shall reduce God to a particular form. That becomes a disaster. Understand? When you think of the... Are you getting that point, please? The moment you do that, if you reduce, in stone also there is earth. But if you say stone is earth, you are reducing the whole earth to a stone. Now the stone will be a holy stone. You have to protect it. And it is the only holy thing, other things are all unholy. That problem will come. The true representation is, whatever you put, it should stand for everything, not one thing. Stone is as much the earth as even the leaf is, grass is, water drop is, an atom is, anything is. Anything can be representation of the, listen, anything can be representation of the earth. But the true representation is which includes everything. Are you getting that point, please? Anything can represent it, but exact representation shall be something which will include everything. Understand? So if you want to bring it Ishvara, think of it. What form shall you give? Any form. But whatever form you give, don't consider, don't condemn God to a particular form. Any form is good, but no particular form is the only God. No. In every form, the representation is totality. Like whether you call it Shivalinga, round thing, everything is included. Rama, Ramanat, Rama iti Prahu, Harati iti Hari, Harati iti Hara. This is which form you should worship. You take it. With this attitude, you can worship any form you like. Even the religious symbols of every other religion also you can take it. But the trouble is, when you say that also is God, the other person says, no, this is the God only. Other than problem. I can take it, but the other person will not give it up. What can I do? So easy. Yeah, Earth is India, Earth is America, Earth is Europe, Earth is Australia, no problem. So I accept Australia as the Earth. I accept America also is Earth. I accept India also is Earth. I accept Europe also is Earth. But the European says, no, Europe only is Earth. Now what do you do? What do you do? Anything is as much the Earth as anything else. But if the person says, no, this is the only Earth, now what do you do? This is where the religious conflict. The person says, are you getting that? This is God, that is God, that is God. Yeah, everything is God, no problem. So, but you see, this is also God. Yes, your thing is also God. No, that is only God. Becomes difficult. You know, it was a real incident. I'm not imagining, friends. Simplicity of this culture and beauty. I think I told you once in the train we were traveling. There is a group of evangelists who were traveling. It's a group. They were almost not allowed into the train because they didn't have the ticket. I told the conductor, I said, why are you not giving them? He said, Swamiji, they don't have the ticket because it's the fastest train, you know, the Coromandel. So they don't give a ticket from Madras to Bejwada. So, but I said, anyway, why don't you, if they are getting to the train, what should you do? Oh, you have to give fine. I said, if they are ready to give fine, why don't you fine them? Then take the money, whatever, and let them travel. And they were ready to pay it. So that's the right point. So they got into the train, 20, 30 of them. It's an air-conditioned class. They paid heavily and they were ready for it. They are all moneyed people. They paid for it, all foreigners. They paid for it and they got into the train. I was very happy that, go to their country, so much advantage, so much facilities. And here people are in trouble, so it doesn't matter. So they got into the train. Believe me, after 1 hour, it's like the fangs opened. They immediately they spread out into the whole compartment and each one catching one fellow talking about Jesus. There was a group of them, 20, 30 of them, just think. No problem. I was sitting down there, I didn't really, I was reading a book, I didn't even look at it. Then there was one Marwadi couple, business Marwadi couple, they were going, very simple business people. And they were catching, his Marwadi couples, when they travel, you must see them. They carry these big, tall tiffin boxes. They'll be traveling only 2, but they'll be carrying it for 20, that variety. And everybody will be given the North Indian food also. So everybody, the whole compartment will get it, And if you're a sadhu, of course you get more. So, everybody. So, that poor lady. Then one of these evangelists, the groups, they comes up. Professionals, educated people, they come in, sit down, and he says, do you believe in God? Suddenly from nowhere, I'm listening, and without looking at them, I'm listening. I really didn't know that what they're doing. It's happened. Do you believe in God? He said, yes, I believe in God. He said, we want to pray. He said, yes, what is there? Then he calls her husband, Sunte ho, because they won't call by name. In very traditional Orthodox ladies, they won't call their husband by name. Sunte ho, do you listen? So the man looks at him. Yes. She wants to pray. Will you pray? Well, come, let's pray. So, immediately, pray means you close the eyes. This lady takes her hand, takes his hand, sit down between the husband and wife, and says, okay, repeat. I believe in God. I believe in God. Then they repeat, I believe in God. Right? I believe in Jesus. I believe in Jesus. He is the only God. Immediately the lady opened the eyes. This Indian lady opened. How can you say He is the only God? Buddha also is God, Rama also is God, Hari also is God, Allah also is God. How can you say He is the only God? No, I don't want to pray. Simplicity. The simplicity of it stunned me. These ladies don't study Upanishad, Vedanta and all this. They don't study culture. He said, how can you say He is the only God? No, I don't want to pray. What do you do? I say, okay, Jesus is God, Jesus is God. Or Allah is God, XYZ is God. Yeah, no No problem. What is there? Everything is truth. But this is the only God. Ah, man, that is little difficult. That is where defensiveness comes, fanaticism comes. Even among the Hindus also, those who do not understand the reality, Vishnu is the only God, Shiva is the only God, what nonsense. Krishna is the only God. Same mistake can be committed, but there is a hope because you understand the reality for yourself. But that is needed. Needed, therefore a form is given. But that if you imprison the totality in this tiny form, infinite in this finite form, again you are in trouble. It must be true representation, where everything is included. The upasya, what is to be worshipped, includes the upasaka, includes you. Your picture is there in the totality. Nothing, no symbol can stand for the totality if that symbol doesn't include you. Are you getting that? No symbol. No map of India is complete without your picture being there. No map of the world is complete without you being there. No map of the universe is complete without you being there. That is why, how can you be absent in universe? A particular form will disappear. Existence, eternal. You cannot escape, always being with yourself. So, if you ask the person to be the formless absolute, you shall find it very difficult. Klesha adhikatarastesham avyaktasakta chedasam. Why? It is like telling the person, happiness is yourself. Oh, very difficult. And listening to the music, that is nice. So through the music, you go to yourself. Through the touch, you go on to yourself. Through the sight, through the sound, through the smell, you go on to yourself. It becomes easier. So what you experience, understand, what you experience, the happiness that you get is not created by the object, but facilitated by the object. Are you getting that? The happiness, any moment of happiness, the happiness that you are getting, you are happy with yourself, that happiness was not created by the object, facilitated by the object. Same way, this form facilitates the appreciation of the totality. It doesn't create God. Are you getting that? The form, any particular form, does not create God. It facilitates the appreciation, understanding of the God. Please see that. Are you getting that, please? See it very, very clearly. That is why Nirguna Upasana is not meant for everybody. Saguna Upasana, holding onto a form becomes easy, like listening. In the beginning, you listen. Why? Because we begin with the body, so how can you straight away dismiss the body? You begin with the creation, how can you straight away dismiss the creation? That is why don't get into Upanishad. What is the first book? Brahma Sutra. What rubbish. People, those who come for the first book, they want, Upanishads should be taught. You have heard some Upanishad name. Swamiji, can I learn Upanishads? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If the right teacher, you won't even touch it. Why? Because basic work, ABCD, about you. You are the first step. And once you understand the first step, that is the last step. The first step is the last step also. Then there is no need to study all these things. Then why should I study? Choice is yours. You want to read more, read more. I don't want to read, don't read. That is why the subject matter begins with, and when it begins with you also, do you begin with body or move into the formless? That's why straight away meditation means doesn't work. You understand why this meditation group round the world is a total waste. The person doesn't know anything about his body, anything about his senses, anything about emotions. No analysis on body, no analysis on sense organ, no analysis on organs of action, no thought, nothing but meditation, initiation, meditation. What will happen? You can never ever understand it. Very difficult. Klesha adhikataras tesha. Meditation is like nirguna upasana. Where what is the meditation? Or you shall hold on them, you shall force them to hold on to a thought or a mantra or something. So that mantra is sacred. So rest of the thing is not sacred. Ashram is sacred. Rest of the places are not sacred. If somebody creates a division between sacred and the profound and profane, sacred and the useless, that is not the truth. How can you create a division in Ishvara, in totality? Everything is divine. Everything is infinity. Everything is absolute. That is why straight away initiation into meditation, any religious group you say, especially neo-religions, everybody into meditation without getting into the studies. Some people say, go, stand there, look at your wall for 10 days. What is this? You go nuts in the process. But you are not supposed to say you have gone nuts. Because by paying money, if you say you went nuts, you will be more ridiculed. Therefore, even if you go nuts, you should not say you went nuts. Understand? Please, see very clearly. So start with this body. Such a long... Why is it so? Abhyakta hi gathir dukkham dehavad vyavapyate. Hey Arjuna, dehavadvi, those who are dehavan, one who has the devasyasti, one who has this physical body, for them, abhyakta hi gati dukkham. This abhyakta gati, this unmanifest, impersonal, formless, dukkham, kashtam, little difficult. Is like speaking the language of happiness without talking about object of happiness. Are you getting that? So, start with the object, but don't get stuck with the object. Start with the form, but stuck with the form. Start with a thought, but don't get stuck with the thought. That is where the teacher, teaching, whole tradition reveals the truth about yourself. And thereafter, once you understand, what do you want to hold on? Choice is yours. I'm happy with myself, but why not object? Yes, why not object? I'm happy with myself, why not Ishvara? Why not Ishvara? Hold on. I'm happy with myself, why any object? Why any object? I'm happy with myself, why should I worship? Why should I worship? For others' sake, I do it, bas. But for not necessary at all. Absolute freedom you see in yourself. More of it we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes.